and I'm going to be using some Fantastix to paint this little bird here. So what I've done is, one of the things, I don't like to draw with pencils because the pencil will become embedded in underneath the alcohol ink. So I use, this one's a light blue marker of some kind that I used, and I've drawn out the bird here. If you're not good at drawing, when you get the picture, you can always take it and put it up against a window as a light box, and then you can trace the outline if you would like. But anyway, I drew it on here. And so what I'm going to do is take these lovely tools. The Fantastix has, this is a combo pack, and it has these what they call brush tools. So what I decided was that I'm going to use the brush tools to paint this little bird here. And the reason that I like this is because you do have a lot more control. So what I do is I put a little bit of ember, this is ember, and I put it right here in my palette, and now I am coming down and I'm filling in, and I am thinking about the direction that the robin's breast is going, and I'm filling in, and what you'll see is you have a lot more success of, and don't necessarily get the lines that sometimes you get with when you're trying to do it with a brush. So here I'm just kind of exploring just a little bit. I think I've got a little too much out there, but that's okay. I'm going to go into the yellow here because I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm just adding some more of a lighter color in here. And again, I'm just working on it. Now I'm going to go back into my ember because it's darker a little bit here. So I've got a little bit of stuff happening here, bringing it down here. And I'm not exactly sure of where everything should be, so I'm going to put this aside. And next I'm going to use denim. So what I want to do is I want to get some of these bluish shades in. So here I'm going to use denim, and I'm going to try to get it right up here towards the very top. I'm actually going to end up going in a little tiny bit, bringing some denim down, and I'm bringing the denim around my eye a little bit, and I'm letting the colors mix just a tiny bit here. The denim goes all the way out almost to the edge. Then it comes back again, and you'll see that it's coming here. There's a wing, parts of a wing here. And so it comes down into here. And then there's a lot of it down here toward the bottom of the bird. So, and there's even a little tiny little, I guess, a part of another wing there. So it doesn't have to look perfect right now. I'm just starting in with some of my colors. So I might put a little bit more of that color in there, and then I'll put that marker aside. And the third color I'm going to use is teak wood, which I know I have here. Here it is, teak wood. So I'm going to use a little teak wood here. And again, I'm filling up my brush, this brush with teak wood. Then I'm coming in and I'm going to fill in the rest of my birdie here. And mostly this is teak wood under here. It gets much lighter. It's much darker right around the very top of the bird. And there's a little bit of stuff happening there, and a little bit this stuff happening there, and it gets much lighter. And I may end up editing a little bit, and here I'm going to put some teak wood right down here in the back of its tail. which is going right over. It's got like a V tail. And I'm going to put some teak wood in there. Now I'm going to kind of clean off the teak wood brush a little bit because I don't want all of those darks. And I'm going to start going into a lighter color. I'm going to try to put a little bit of this is butterscotch in. And I want to come in here and end up with some butterscotchy colors kind of in down around the branch and almost coming up in places right near the blue, but not as dark as the teak wood. So now I'm just using the side of this and I'm thinking of feathers. So here I'm taking the teak wood right over that blue that I have, and I'm seeing if I can get the feeling of feathers, the feeling that there's kind of a feathery motion here. And I'm going to go now back into the, I've switched colors again, and I'm using my ember. And I'm going to go back into the ember and see about what happens if I kind of mix up a little bit down toward, I got a little bit of white showing in places. I want to pull some feathery feelings through. I want to pull maybe a feathery feeling up. I want to clean up in this area in here, and I want to actually darken. So let's try to see what happens if I put just a little bit. This is a little bit of probably a watermelon or something, but I'm just darkening just a little bit right in this area here. And I want to bring it feels like there's feathers or something coming up in here that are coming this way. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. I think that I want to get more blue shades in, so I'm going to go back into the blue a little bit, and I want softer blue shades, so I might take out instead of putting in. So now I've put a little bit of alcohol on this, and now I'm just taking out a little bit. And but I do want a darker, I want some feeling of stuff over here, and I want to come in here. So far I'm really liking this guy. He's looking pretty good. Needs to get a little darker around this area, but not much. And I want to get the blue and the brown to kind of go together a little bit here. So I'm trying to do that. And now I want to get some more shadows in here down toward the bottom. I'm going to try to do that. And then I'm going to go back and try to get more deep color of the blue and maybe end up with more shadows down in this area. I think that I got to come up a little bit into his breast here, a little tiny bit. And I also think that I have to, so sometimes I need to clean up. So in these Fantastics, they also have a circle, and it seems to be better for cleaning up. So I think I need a little more light up through this area here in my bird. So I just pulled out a little bit of color. I like that. And I need maybe a little bit of more light in a couple other places. So I'm cleaning off my, my Fantastic if I'm trying to put more light in. So here I am, and I'm thinking of the direction of what direction are the little feathers going. So I may end up with another light coming through here. I'm liking this. I also need to have some more of a dark color down in, I want to put more of it, I want to put more depth in the color of this, and this guy here needs to be a little darker. And so now I'm going back to my brown, which is the teak wood, which maybe needs just a little more to activate. And again, I want to get this a little bit more dark in here, maybe just a tiny bit darker in here, and again a little darker down in his belly area. So he's got this leg that comes out like this, and he's got a little leg that comes right here. The little leg is very orange, and this one's a little orange, but not a lot. It's very orange right here, and kind of goes, and there's a thing that goes like that. So I think I'm going to have to put in my eye. So I'm going to use a Sharpie for my eye. It's a good color. And so I want to make sure I remember to leave a little bit of white in the eye. So there's the Sharpie I'm going to use for my eye. And now I need to put in a little beak here thing. So I think the top of his beak is blue or brown blue. Is this brown or blue? That was brown. So I'm going to put a little more blue in it. And I'm going to bring it in a little farther here. And then I'm going to try a little bit of brown in it right on that side. So I'm liking its beak. It needs to be a little less beaky there. And I'm working on getting this to be a little softer. I like the circle that happens there. And again, I want this flowing feeling happening here. So I have lots of little things happening. And I'm just thinking of breast feathers. Okay, what do you think? I'm kind of liking it. I'm thinking that this is too dark right over in here, so that's okay. I can, oops, I want to do it with blue over here. And this right here still needs, I think it needs to be toned down here and then still pulled up a little bit right in this area, because it's kind of needs to be right in there. Okay, and I kind of like that. It needs to be still a little more forward, and this needs to be a little more backwards. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking a lot of that. Red, need more red. I want to pull the red down there. Okay, so I've got my little critter here. I think I would like to end up with a little more yellow around the back, and sometimes I just do that by taking a yellow. I can use this yellow extra fine Sharpie, and it's going to give me some really fine lines. And this bird really does have a very light color all around the eye here. So I'm just enhancing my eye a little bit by taking off color with the yellow, and put it over there because it's going to turn brown. So I want to make sure that it is putting in some color. See how that yellow just went in there? And it's got a little like line of light coming through here too. I do think that I got a little carried away with the top of the beak. It needs to be beakier in some ways. So I think I like this part of it, but I don't like the very top. So again, I can use a variety of tools. I can go back to this tool, clean off, and then just come in here. And I think my beak really needs to be more, oh, that's where it needs to be. It needed to be a little more up. And so since I made it a little more up that way, I want to make it a little more beaky that way. Okay, so I'm pretty happy at this point with my bird. I think it's really cute. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see in this light. So I think it's very cute, very dark, or very I'm going to take that, I'm going to now think about the background. So I need to put in, and that's another thing that I use these for a lot, the Fantastix for. I love putting in backgrounds with the Fantastix. I'm going to use Juniper, and I'm going to use that for most of the background. I'm also going to, so I'll use one of my, ooh, that's not Juniper. Oops. The magic of alcohol inks are that I can go, oops, and just pull it off. So Juniper, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to use Juniper for a background here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the brush that I used for the blue. And I'm just going to use the brush. I love these brushes because what I can do is, I don't know if you can see it, but I can get right next to that bird. And I don't really want, I'm going to put the trees in, but I want to get right next to this bird and put a background, a very light background in. I could have done pour the whole background in and then pull the bird out, but I feel like that's a waste, and this works just as well. I'm going to put some in here. I'm going to put some up here. So as long as you keep it moving, which I am doing, and keep it very light, which I am doing, you can come in here and just kind of push. I'm pushing this background in behind this bird. And I will be adding a little bit, and sometimes I add other colors, and this has a little bit of pink flowers in it. So I may just start adding right now a little bit of pink, just to kind of give me, this is some Cosmopolitan. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. I guess it got a lot of pink flower in. But I can also take this and add it in places so that the background's not just one solid color. So here I'm adding more in up here. I'm adding this down here. I'm going to go back to my Juniper, and I'm going to put some Juniper in here and grab some and come down here and put some in around the birdie's tail. So this is just a beginning background. It doesn't have to be the perfect end result of anything. I can see that I got my little flower there that's supposed to be a very little flower, very big, but I have my magic tool to take stuff away. So this flower got way too big, so I might want to pull some of that off and pull some of that off and pull maybe some of this off, and then I might want to just go back in there with my Juniper color and just let those little pieces just become pieces. Where's more Juniper? So, and now I've got this interesting background. Every once in a while I might want to put just a little blue in it somewhere. Why not? But I liked the kind of the blue-green against the bird. Now, so I just messed up a little bit and got that in there, but now I can clean that right back off and come back in here and be a little more conscious of what I'm doing. I don't want it to be an outline around the bird. I want to come in with some of the same colors in places behind the bird. So I don't want it, I don't want the bird to look like there's a halo around it. Hence, this is one of the ways I have learned to do it after many years of alcohol inks. Okay, well, I'm really liking that. And I like a lot of what's happened there. I think I need more. Okay, so at this point, I think I need to put more of this over here because I'm putting a branch up there, but not in there. So at this point, I think I'm going to start looking at what do I want to do with, putting the bird on a branch. So I've got a brush, and again, I think I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take some blue, but I'm not sure if I'll use the same, well, I guess I'll just use the same denim. So I'm going to take the denim, and I'm going to, and I'm just going to make the denim like it's the actual lighter color. And then I'm going to go back in with some teak wood and put some teak wood in using the same brush. And I'll put using the teak wood in and kind of start making this look like it's a branch of some kind. And kind of a little more funky looking than the, and I may end up putting a few more branches. I know I had one big branch somewhere up here. So I'm going to put a branch up there, and I'm going to put a second coat of the branch down here. I may even go in and use a little bit of eggplant, I think. I like eggplant to shadow, kind of shadow on the, and I like to do this real loose so it just kind of becomes, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, it's a branch. You know, if I just let it do its own thing, sometimes I think it works better if I just, you know, if I put a branch through here. And I know that there was a nice big branch coming. There was a branch coming from here right through the tail and coming off here, and that had some green pieces in it. There was another branch coming from down here somewhere. So let's just bring that and let that kind of cross over here. And maybe this one wants to come up there. And then there was another big branch coming out this way. So at this point, I've got a few branches, and I'm getting pretty happy with it. Now I got to think of, well, maybe I want to put some more leaves on it. One of the things I see is I need to definitely get some more dark down in this where its tail is. I lost the tail, so I'm going back into the teak wood and seeing if I can get some. I like the swoop here, but I need more swoop out here in the tail. I think it needs more oomph. And this is stuff that you just, you know, we just do. This is the end of the wing. This guy needs a little bit of something dark in there. And it's just stuff that we kind of, the more I go along, the more I'll play with stuff like that. And now we have, I'm just going to start doing just a few final details. So it's supposed to be 20 minutes and it's going to be longer. Oh well. So I'm going to put some at the end of the branches. I might start putting some leaves in places. I may also end up with, I like these whatever these are. Let's put something there, something there, something there. Let's put something there. Maybe there's another. I'm just kind of filling in some of the spaces so it doesn't look like the little critter is all by itself here. He's sitting in front of this branch, whatever this branch is. And there's also some other very, very light, and we're not sure what they are, branches running through here. So we can just kind of throw some extra pieces in that just, we don't know what they are, but they are. I do want to put some more pink in. Where's my pink? Okay. Pink, pink, pink. So after I put the pink in, I'm liable to also then take some pink out. I like the idea of the pinks, but I think that they need to be a little less in places too. So again, I can go to my tool here and just subtract some color. I don't want the pinks to end up looking like they've got too much of a edge. So again, just going back in and playing, putting some white in around that edge. Don't know what this is. Is it? I don't care what it is. It's just a little bit of what it is. So I think my eye needs to be darker, and I might just call that a painting. It's fun. It needs a little more darks in. So I think that some of these might need to be a little darker, and like this guy might need to be a little darker, and the lake that's going down here might need to be a little darker, and this might need to be a little darker here. But I can do this with, okay, so now I'm using this Sharpie here, but then I can come back over that Sharpie with a brush, or again, one of the soft. I'm going to go back over it a little bit with the blue, with the brown, and see what happens with mine. I just felt like they needed to be connected a little more. And I think I need another layer of green on some of these greens so that it's not just one color green. So okay, I think I'm done. I think that's I think I need to make that more coming in there. Compositionally, I've got this line and this line, and I need to get this line to come toward that line. So sometimes I have these end run composition things that are like, oh yeah, that's what you wanted to do. You need to get it back in. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I needed to get stuff back in the frame a little bit. So this is coming down to, we'll see what happens if we put, okay, I like that better. It's coming back in. And you can also use this to put stuff in. Put stuff in there. I just want to make that a little, I finger paint. Okay, I think I'm done. Compositionally, I think there's nothing else that I need to do. Stop. Okay, thanks. Bye.